Hey Aquarius, welcome back to Crystal's Tarot. Welcome if you're new. Please consider subscribing. It's free for you. It's the best way you can support my channel. And you can unsubscribe at any time. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you taking the time to check out this reading. I hope everything's working out well for you. Be sure to check out the readings for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus, as well as your Jupiter and any other placements that represent significant things for you. If you're not sure what that is, check out the description box below to locate your free birth chart. We're going to look at this card and see what this is talking about. You have the Eight of Cups, emotionally walking away from something because you're no longer invested in it, or it doesn't feel stable. It doesn't feel healthy for you. Then you have the Knight of Coins. For those of you that this message is resonating with, I feel like you might have put a lot of time and energy, effort into a person, place, or thing, but there is a lack of reciprocity. And it actually kind of feels like you kind of feel devalued. And you're starting to walk away from that, or you're starting to invest your energy less into that thing that there's lack of reciprocity, and more into yourself, more into the things that feel inspiring for you, and where you feel like there's equal give and take here. So take that as that resonates. That's not going to apply for everybody. Appreciate all your likes, shares, subscribes, donations, tips to my channel. I appreciate you being here and taking the time to check out this reading. Let's see what Spirit wants to talk about for August for you. Aquarius. Aquarius. All right, last shuffle. All right, Spirit, what do you have for Aquarius? You have your Nine of Cups, your current energy. You're having some sort of wish fulfillment, or things are really starting to feel like they're aligning for you. Aquarius. Your current energy for August, with it being the Nine of Cups crossed by the Empress, I felt like you definitely put a lot of energy or effort into something, and now you're starting to receive that back. You might be receiving a lot of things. It doesn't have to be physical, tangible things. This could be somebody's energy or somebody's compliments, somebody like taking the time to show you that you're important to them. There's definitely some sort of wish fulfillment here because of what you're receiving, which means you put the energy out in the first place to receive it back. All right. At a soul level, you have the Seven of Coins. So there's something you're evaluating, person, place, or thing, trying to figure out if it's worth it for you, if you should continue the effort or not. Your recent past, you have the Knight of Wands and the Two of Cups. For some of you, I feel like, so I'm going to read this a couple of different ways, so take it as it resonates. For some of you in the past, at some point, there was like some sort of forward movement out of passion. I felt like for some of you, there was a desire to connect with somebody, but it might have just been a physical connection and it fizzled out. For others of you, there's a desire to choose, to make a decision in regards to something that you're emotionally invested in or not. And I felt like there was a desire to have forward movement. There might have been, for some of you, you might have started a new connection, or reinvested in the connection that you had. You might have also had a lot of fun, energetic moments with your friends and or family. For some of you, I feel like there was this passionate, emotional connection. I feel like you thought it was going to go farther than it did, though. Yeah, in your crowning energy, you have the Temperance. Thinking about bringing things into balance. Thinking about if things are fair or not. Thinking about how do you make it fair. Okay. In your near future, you have the Hangman in the reverse. So you're not seeing things from a different point of view. And also we have the Tower card here. I'm taking it for this placement too. So for some of you, there's something that you're not seeing, like you're kind of not made a decision, you're not budging on it, but you're not seeing things differently. Like I felt like for some of you, you gave somebody the benefit of the doubt and then you pulled back your energy. And there's a sense here of like you're not seeing things differently. You might have already started to see things differently or see someone different. I feel like there's definitely been something that has changed how you feel about them, how you think about them, person, place, or thing. This could even be a job. I feel like whatever this was that caused that to change, I feel like it was sudden and unexpected. Even if you gave somebody multiple benefits of the doubt multiple times to kind of show you if they're part of your team or not, I felt like somebody didn't step up to the plate, and I felt like you gave them a lot of time to kind of correct their energy. But it was like all of a sudden you got overwhelmed with this feeling of like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I can't invest here anymore. For some of you, there's like, it could have been in regards to a job, like you're wanting something, or you think there's going to be like some sort of movement, but it didn't work out that way. Like however you thought about it, it didn't work out that way. And I felt like your opinion of that changed. And I felt like you were caught off guard by either you having a different opinion or impression of this person, place, or thing, or the actual act of like the forward movement. I felt like there was like this forward. For those of you who had that 8 of Cups resonate, it's like somebody wasn't reciprocity. Somebody wasn't putting into you like you're putting into them. And I felt like you gave them like plenty benefit of the doubt, but then like unexpectedly, suddenly, your desire for them or the situation changed. I felt like you weren't necessarily expecting that. I feel like you kind of were, but you weren't. Like it came quick. All right, how you see yourself as the King of Coins. So you're intentionally investing in yourself. You're thinking of the strategy long-term for your future and what's beneficial for you. Other people see you as the 9 of Coins. So you're very independent right now, very secure and stable on your own. I feel like there's somebody who kind of is in isolation from you right now. And I feel like they're wanting to be back under your good graces. They're wanting to engage with you again. You also have the Queen of Coins. Okay, for some of you, if this is a relationship, because you have the King and Queen of Coins. So for some of you, if this is a relationship, this is either a family member that you guys were once really close, or this is like your significant other, or the desire to have your significant other. It's somebody who you understand them, you understand their energy, and you guys are very similar. There's this element here as well of like you're intentionally focusing on yourself and your forward movement very independently. I feel like you're making decisions best for yourself. And I feel like they're like, you want people to be like engage with you and to be like cheering you on and be part of your team, but you're not holding yourself back waiting for that either. And I feel like that might have caught you off guard for some of you. There's like this desire, this thought that things are going to turn out. And like, I feel like you just kind of let go and you're just going with the flow. And some of you are going to have like your person is going to align with you again. If you're not in a connection already, your real person is going to come in. I feel like there, and you might be sensing that. You might be feeling like things are starting to align, or things are like right around the corner. It's just right around the corner. My person, my job, whatever this is. But I feel like you're very much focused on yourself. And I feel like you're not giving your power away right now. You're really like listening to your intuition and doing what's right for you. And I feel like that's inspiring other people. There's definitely somebody interested in communicating with you and engaging with you. I don't know if you've met this person yet. I don't know if you are in isolation from this person, but there's definitely somebody who wants to reach out and like spend time with you. Hopes and or fears, you have the Knight of Wands and the 10 of Wands. I feel like you're hoping to have a forward movement. There's a sense here of like feeling like you dealt with something for too long and you didn't want to like, hold on, how do I say? Hold on. It's like there was a burden that you dealt with for a really long time. And then you got through with that. You got over it. You're seeing things differently, but it was something that you always like understood, like at some point that was going to come, but you're letting that go and you're having forward movement on what you're passionate about. You're happy and excited and expecting better things for your future. I feel like you're like whatever energy, if you've really been focusing on yourself, nurturing yourself, focusing on your stability, I heard greatness. You're focusing on your greatness, the things that are intended for you, the things that nurture you and inspire you. I feel like whatever this is that has been difficult for you, you're no longer focusing on that. You're no longer giving them your attention, time, energy, whatever is support. I heard support. Whatever this is for you, you're no longer investing here. Instead, you're moving forward in what you're passionate about. Even though there might be like little hangups here and there, it's not distracting you from this forward movement. You're very passionate and like determined to have forward movement. And I feel like you've definitely, like, you've invested in yourself. You've healed yourself. You've nurtured yourself. You've been connecting with yourself and trying to understand like what's best for your forward movement instead of what other people might be expecting of you. Final outcome, should things remain the same, you have the Fool card. Definitely good things are coming in for you. You're being more optimistic than what you have been. You're willing to, like, it's like walking a tightrope, but trusting it. And because you're trusting the process, because you're trusting spirit, because you're trusting yourself, things are working out well. I feel like you're moving forward in clarity. You understand what you want and who you are and where you're going. Obviously, like, we're all a work in progress. So you're not 1,000% of where you want to be or 100%, whatever. But you know where you're going and you're confident where you're at right now and having this forward movement. I feel like you've definitely worked on yourself a lot. And I feel like because the energy you've invested in yourself, that's how come you're starting to feel like things are working out for your greatest good. There is greatness around the corner. There's something beautiful intended for you, and it is just around the corner for sure. Bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Coins. So you've invested where you needed to. You took the time to reflect on what wasn't healthy for you, what wasn't balancing for you. Yeah, you have the Five of Wands under here. So there has been opposition for sure. I felt like you definitely gave somebody more time it's like you gave them enough time to like fix things, but they didn't. And all of a sudden it kind of caught you off guard and maybe caught them off guard too, but you're not waiting around anymore. It's like you made your decision, what was right and healthy for you, and you're moving in that direction. I feel like somebody definitely misses you. They miss your energy. They're trying to figure out how to get back to this. But you might see them as more of a burden than anything. Yeah, Six of Swords, bottom of the deck of this Spirit's advice. I feel like you've already done this, though. So Spirit's advising you to continue to move forward. Don't doubt yourself. Don't argue with people. Don't explain yourself to anybody. But I feel like you've already started that process. Like, you've nurtured yourself. You're inspired on what feels good for you, what feels nurturing for you, and who or what is worth your investment, who or what is worth your time. And I felt like whoever this is that's kind of held you back, or like there was a lack of reciprocity, you're evaluating the gene. You're not going back to that again. You're not allowing yourself to deal with those circumstances, those people, places, or things any longer. We're going to look at these first. You have the Queen of Cups, so definitely follow your intuition. If you get some sort of epiphanies or some sort of inspiration, make sure you like take the time to review that and reflect on that, because that's telling you something for a reason. Spirit's giving you personal advice. Yeah. Page of Swords. For those of you that the Page of Cups resonate with, there's an apology that you either need to receive or you need to give. But definitely be kind and compassionate towards yourself. Be loving and kind towards yourself. For others of you, there's a conversation. Like, you need to clear the air with somebody. You need to like don't explain yourself, but make sure that somebody understands. Like, if somebody did something wrong, I'm sure you feel like they already know what they did wrong, but they might not feel like they understand it fully. So there's a sense here of like tell them, like, let them know. And also there's a sense here of like, you need to be honest with your thoughts and yourself. Like, if you're having thoughts about something, your intuition keeps trying to tell you something, don't ignore it. Don't dodge it. Go with it. Understand it. Reflect upon it, because there's something in there. There's something for you to know more. Yeah. And then you have the King of Swords. Have your conversation. For those of you who are thinking something, make sure you speak it to whoever you're needing to speak it to. Somebody who upset you, you might feel like they know what they did wrong, and I'm sure they do. But there's something about Spirit wants you to speak it, to confirm it. And then you have the Five of Swords. So, okay, this can talk about having doubts within your own self, but it also can speak about having conflict and arguments with other people because the things that they say or the way they behave and what they cause you to think, or the things that you think, and communicating that. And it's going to lead to arguments. Spirit's advising you to go ahead and do that. Like, have this conversation. Have this conversation with whoever you need to have it with. Be defensive in the like protecting your energy. Be defensive in that way, but don't be defensive about how you feel and what you're thinking. Allow your emotions and thoughts to flow. Somebody needs to hear the truth. And it's like you might not want to give them any more time, any more of your energy. But if it's resonating with you that there's something for you to speak to this person, have that conversation. But expect that they're not going to be happy with it. They're not going to be proud of the way it makes them feel. So they're going to push back a little bit on that. Don't be too arrogant either. Don't allow other people to cause you to act out in a way that you wouldn't. If somebody's and don't lose your confidence either. Be mindful of how far you've come and where you're going, and understand that what happened in the past was intended for your greatest good, to build your intuition, to build your strength, to build your endurance. But don't be too confident. Don't be too cocky. When you're having this conversation as well, for those of you that resonates with, don't be too don't speak out of pride. Don't speak out of arrogance. I don't feel like you would, though. Then you have the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, don't invest anymore. Like, whoever you've invested in this person, place, or thing, and you don't need to anymore. But there's a sense of being honest with them. Like, have clarity. Let them have clarity. Let them understand 1,000% what they did wrong. They can think it all they want, or they can think they're perfect and innocent all they want. But you need to have clarity. You need to have this conversation. But when you're having this conversation, make sure you're putting yourself in their shoes as well. And don't say things just out of pride or anger or resentment. Say things because that's what you think. That's how you feel. That's your truth, right? But you need to speak it at some point. But understand that they're not going to agree. They're going to want to argue with you about it. And Spirit's advising you to go ahead and for you to argue with them. Like, if the situation calls for it, go ahead and argue with them. But when it comes down to it, don't do it in a cocky way. Don't do it in a boastful way. And don't invest anymore either. Somebody needs to learn their own lesson. Yeah. You have the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck for Spirit's advice. So continue to move forward in what you're inspired for, what your intuition is telling you, but don't be cocky and don't be arrogant. It's a thin line, right? So be careful with that. I'm very proud of you, Aquarius. I think you're doing amazing. Love you. Appreciate you. Don't forget to be kind to yourself and to others as much as possible. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of love and light. If you're interested in reaching out for a personal reading, you can find all that information in the description box below. Bye.